Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we return to Rush with a song off the Snakes and Arrows album from 2007. This song is called Faithless. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know that it existed, really. Like I say, I've heard this album maybe a couple of times. I made sure to get it, but I haven't studied it that much. We've done a couple of songs off this one. We did Workin' Them Angels, we did The Main Monkey Business. We might have done Far Cry, too. That rings a bell.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
So now this would be the fourth song. So Faithless is, I just happened to notice that it was in the Time Machine Tour set list. And so I said, okay, well, I'd like to check that out because I know very little about it. So why don't we go ahead and look at it first and then look at lyrics and things like that and work it out. But Adrian, do you have any experience with this song?
No.
Anything?
I've never heard of it either. It's completely escaped me. Although I haven't looked at the Time Machine album or the other album.
Snakes and Arrows.
Oh, Snakes and Arrows. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and look at this, and we'll discuss after.
Okay.
Okay, among the many, many songs we have to play this evening, we'd like to do something now from our Snakes and Arrows album. This is one of my faves. This is called Faithless.
My own more compass to steal about. A guiding star beats a spirit in the sky. And all the great voices empty, there's a dream so loud as they move among the crowd. Oh, the deep of all the skies in the temple of quietly resist. Like the willows in the wind, or the cliffs along the ocean, I will quietly resist. I will quietly resist. Don't have faith in faith. I don't believe in belief. You can call me faithless. You can call me faithless. But I still cling to hope. And I believe in love. And that's faith enough for me. And that's faith enough for me. My own spirit level for balance. To tell if my choice leading up or down. I know the shouting voices try to throw me off my course. Sunrise romance of my course. Oh, the fears are dangerous in the temple of marketplace, and the temple of marketplace. Like a forest bounds the winter beneath the deep white silence, I will quietly resist. Don't have faith in faith. Don't believe in belief. You can't call me faithless. You can call me faithless. But I still cling to hope. I believe call me faithless. You can call me faithless, but I still cling to hope. I believe in love, and that's faith enough for me. And that's faith enough for me. And that's faith enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a cool thing that Alex was doing at the end with the guitar.
Yeah, up
I guess
against
the
the
mic
mic stand.
stand. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a neat little technique. It's one of those unexpected things that the crowd's like, "Hey, wait! Look what he's doing." It's cool.
The guitar solo, I just love that.
Yeah, that was pretty
The
cool.
song is awesome, and I just like the guitar solo in that. Yeah, for some reason, I think Alex in this video, he kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, type Jedi master of guitars. In this one,
Well, he's
doesn't
not
make any sense.
Yeah, he's not terribly active in this one. Like there are a lot of songs where he covers quite a bit of ground on the stage, along with Geddy. But this is not one of those songs.
Yeah.
And this is one of the later tours, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
I mean, Neil looks like a sage. Geddy just looks like Geddy.
The lyrics that I caught in there was, I believe in love, and that's faith enough for me. So I have some sense of what the lyric sheet might be about, or what ideas it might convey. Shall we take a look at that right now?
Sure.
I've got my own moral compass to steer by. A guiding star beats a spirit in the sky. Aha! See, all the preaching voices, empty vessels ring so loud as they move among the crowd. Fools and thieves are well disguised in the temple and marketplace. Like the willows in the wind or the cliffs along the ocean, I will quietly resist. That's really a very cool, just like a stone in the river against the floods of spring, I will quietly resist. Those I like those lines. They have a lot of depth, because if you read them carefully, they do quietly resist, those willows and those cliffs. I don't have faith in faith. I don't believe in belief. You can call me faithless, but I still cling to hope, and I believe in love, and that is faith enough for me. I think that pretty much says it. I've got my own spirit level for balance to tell if my choice is leading up or down, and all the shouting voices try to throw me off my course. It sounds to me like he's talking about organized, in-your-face style religion, like not necessarily religion, but the ones specifically that point at you and say, no, you're doing it wrong, whatever it is. Yeah, so I think we were right. It sounds to me like it's a statement song. And I've got to say, you don't like having obnoxious people in your face. It's actually not so bad if they're just saying, hey, this is the way, But when they're saying, this is the way, and I want to legislate it like that, and you must have it be your way too, that's when I have a problem. It sounds like that's when Rush has a problem.
Also, I was wondering what was with the butterfly man on the screen, the video behind them. There was like first a monarch and then a man with the butterfly wings. And
my guess is that it's part of a motif for the actual tour. Like maybe it shows up in other places.
Of course, the clock is up there too, the time machine.
Yeah, and that has to do with the time machine directly. And I guess that makes sense. It's not the Snakes and Arrows tour itself, which has its own DVD. So it's probably part of the tour motif.
It's just interesting to see. It is entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so this was definitely worthwhile. I agree with you on Alex's solo. I really like the lyric sheet. I like the way that the chorus had kind of a more atmospheric feel to it, which we know they're capable of, but it was very nice. It was just, I liked what Geddy's bass line was, even during the chorus. The whole song is a buried gem, So I'm glad we took a look at this one today. Okay, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this, and any particular details you think we missed? Why don't you leave those below? If you have any particular suggestions for us, leave those as well. Particularly off these later albums, because this is really territory that we haven't looked at too much. I think aside from Clockwork Angels, anything after Counterparts is fair game. You know, we don't have a lot of experience with those records, or anything else really, if it looks like we haven't done it yet. But I feel like we've mined the early territory quite a bit at this point. It's getting harder and harder to find things that we haven't done yet. Thanks for joining us on this. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget, we have a second channel now, Modern Rock Talk, where we're putting all our interviews. There's now 5 interviews up there as we speak today, and more coming. So join us over there too. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See you all later.